You're honing on Coticles the wrong way. Every time someone brings up Coticles in the honing world, it turns into an argument. One person says they're an 8K stone at best, while someone else swears it's the finest finisher they have ever used. And I think a lot of people are just repeating what they've heard without actually using them properly. I've been honing almost exclusively on Coticles for the past 6 months, and they make about 90% of my honing. I told myself I wasn't going to shave well until I learned how to use them. Good edge, bad edge, it didn't matter. I was going to dive in, put in the work, and shave with a Coticule edge, no matter if the edge was good or bad. The truth is, Coticles are so versatile, but they're also very misunderstood. Some people say they're just mid-range stones, others say they're only finishers, and some even argue that using slurry is bad. But what does the research say? Like the studies done by Henk Bo, who is basically like the Iwasaki of Coticles. In online spaces, we often see people playing the role of armchair experts. They share their opinions without hands-on experience or the proper equipment. Henk Bo, however, he's the real deal. His research isn't based on hearsay. It's backed by proper testing and the right tools. That's what sets his insights apart from the usual forum chatter. Not to mention, while writing his article, he was able to gather insights directly from Maurice, and that's the founder of Ardent's Coticles. Who are they? They're like the sole producer of Coticles today. Some of the debates around these stones are emotional, and that's okay. We're human after all. But I think it's worth taking a step back and looking at how these stones actually perform. Let's take the no slurry versus slurry debate, for example. In Henk Bo's research, he mentions how natural stones, like the Coticule, have a more mild abrasion action compared to the faster cutting power of synthetic stones. Some people insist on using slurry, others claim that it's detrimental, but really, it comes down to understanding the stone's unique properties. You're working with a more forgiving material that allows you to refine your edge in a smoother, more controlled manner. Coticles achieve this because of their natural abrasive, garnets embedded in a clay binder. These tiny, rounded garnets are what do the cutting. The clay binder plays an essential role because it holds the garnets in place while allowing them to perform the work. It's worth noting that the clay binder itself doesn't do much cutting. It's more like the behind-the-scenes support team, making sure everything runs smoothly while the garnets do the heavy lifting. So, if you're wondering why a thick slurry cuts faster, it's because there are more garnets floating around, not because the binder suddenly started working overtime. And while garnets are different from abrasives found in synthetic stones, the principle remains the same. They cut steel. The key difference is how they cut. Garnets have a unique shape and action that makes the process smoother and less aggressive compared to that of the sharp, angular abrasives that are found in synthetics. But what makes Coticles truly unique is how you can manipulate them to achieve different cutting speeds and levels of keenness. This versatility comes from adjusting the amount of slurry and the pressure you use. And this is where, for those coming from synthetic stones, this can feel a little tricky at first. Synthetic stones are incredibly consistent and pressure is often overlooked because of that. With Coticles, pressure and slurry management are key. A thicker slurry will cut faster, making it ideal for early work when you're trying to remove material quickly. But this comes at a cost. The keenness level of the edge drops. This isn't a flaw. It's just the principle of abrasives at work. Think of it like honing a razor that was already finished on a 10K synthetic stone, but you decided to reset the bevel with a 1K stone. The keenness decreases because the coarser abrasive removes more material. This same principle applies to Coticles when you use a thicker slurry. To achieve higher keenness levels, you need to manage both dilution and pressure carefully. For beginners, I recommend starting by jumping to the Coticule from a higher grit, for example like an 8K synthetic stone. This will allow you to experience the unique refining abilities of a Coticule without overcomplicating the process. And once you've built some confidence and experience, you can start making that jump from lower grits, like a 5K for example. As you progress, you'll discover the magic of working your way down the synthetic grits while gradually adding more slurry to your Coticule. This method, I think, will over time reveal the true character of the cuticle edge and teach you how to bring out its full potential. Gradually diluting the slurry and reducing pressure will allow the garnets to refine the edge. When finishing, some guys use oil or soap to create a buffer between the edge and the abrasive, and this softens the action of the garnets, helping to smooth out that final edge. For me personally, using Coticles has made my shaves way more comfortable. I used to go from an AK synthetic to a cuticle edge, and I have to say, this tamed that aggression a little bit, but was still mostly a synthetic edge. What I realized was that the wavy edge you get from starting earlier in the honing process and working up slowly has always felt more comfortable and unique. And that's just my experience, so please don't get on my shit. Coticles are naturally occurring with a wide range in cutting ability, going from coarse to refined. So, why do so many people limit themselves to only one of the many abilities it has? I don't get it. It's like buying a supercar, but only using it on economy. As for those websites listing Coticles as 8K stones, let's break this down. Coticles don't have a specific grit, like synthetics do, and that's part of the magic. They're natural stones, so the idea that they're only 8K is highly misleading. What those numbers really mean is that the average Joe might get an edge around the 8K level, but that doesn't mean you're stuck there. If you're an unaverage Joe, you can easily take a 10K synthetic edge and refine it further with a cuticle. It's about maximizing the potential of the stone, not getting boxed in by arbitrary numbers and forum chatter. One common misconception I see is when people look at a cuticle edge under a microscope and expect a mirror-like polish like they see from a synthetic edge. When we see a JNAD edge with a Kasumi finish, we don't suddenly say, "Oh, look at this is wrong." Instead, we appreciate it for its unique character. Yet for some weird reason, the distinctive scratch pattern of cuticle is always seen as a flaw. I don't get it. The truth is, those scratches are not a defect. They're part of what makes a cuticle edge unique. And just remember, we don't shave with the scratch pattern. We shave with the apex of the edge. And if you're skeptical about this, I encourage you, take a DE blade and put it under your microscope. You'll be surprised at how rough and ugly it looks. But does that take away from its performance? Absolutely not. Looking at scratch patterns under a microscope can be a form of entertainment, but if we don't have a microscope with high enough magnification, these things need to be taken with a grain of salt. And we don't see a lot of people using those high-end microscopes. I get it. Honestly, it's because they're very, very, very expensive. But without that level of magnification, what we see might not tell the full story, especially when it comes to the apex, which, like we've said before, is what actually does the cutting. This is where understanding the cuticle's character becomes important. Its unique scratch pattern is part of what makes it special, and once you embrace that fact, you'll start to see why many experienced honers love it. And if you've been struggling with honing or trying to perfect that cuticle edge, don't give up. Sometimes it takes a bit of time to really get the feel for it. Don't be discouraged if your first few attempts aren't perfect. That's part of the journey. The cuticle, like any other tool, rewards patience and persistence. With practice, you'll start to see how it smooths out imperfections and creates a comfortable shave and helps you refine your technique. Keep pushing, keep learning, and most importantly, don't let others' opinions get in the way of your own honing experience, not even mine. The cuticle can be a fantastic tool in your honing arsenal, but it's you who decides how far you want to take it. You can stay at the surface level, keeping things simple, and still get a functional edge. Or you can go deeper. Of course, if you choose to go this route, understand that it will consume some of your time. But I think the effort you put in will reveal the true character of a cuticle edge and what it can offer. Now, if you really want to improve and get a great edge, I advise you, give Henk Bo's article a read. It's like the Bible for everything cuticle. And if you want to go one step further, look at people who consistently get amazing cuticle edges. Reach out to them and ask them what they know. The perfect edge isn't one that everyone else agrees on. The perfect edge is the one you like. And at the end of the day, it's just shaving. What works for you might not work for me, and that's fine. Your whiskers aren't mine, and your preferences might differ. Maybe you like burgers. I prefer steak. There's no one right way to do it. That being said, people like Henk Bo have shared invaluable insights that are almost impossible to argue against. And it's always good to learn from those who've truly mastered the craft.